Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your Chief Security Fanatic here, and it is Sunday, and we normally do breaches of the week, but I'm still at a conference and did not have the time to compile my notes today, so I'm hoping to do breaches of the week on Monday. But I have a very serious thing to talk to you guys about today, and that is WhatsApp. Now, a lot of us assume that WhatsApp is just encrypted by default, that it's private. That's how it's been advertised since its very beginning. That's how it's continued to be advertised once Facebook bought WhatsApp and all of that. And we saw some of the founders leave in disgust with Facebook, but I digress. That kind of ties into this. But we just found out some interesting things, and I've got some notes here that really should be terrifying anybody that's using WhatsApp, assuming that WhatsApp is actually safe and secure. Now, Facebook, according to all these articles, is looking at putting an on-device AI algorithm into WhatsApp to scan and moderate content for the entire platform, basically so that they can enforce their acceptable use policy. Now, if this is implemented, and we're going to get to that because I think it's already there, and I will tell you why shortly, the app itself would automatically scan messages prior to them being encrypted and sent. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that as of right now, it seems that WhatsApp is only protecting you in encryption when it is moving messages from WhatsApp to WhatsApp. So in other words, you're on your WhatsApp and you're typing and you're doing whatever, it's open, it's unencrypted, it's has the ability to be scanned, and then when it moves across the internet to the WhatsApp recipient, while it's moving across the internet, it's encrypted, but then it's decrypted on the recipient's end so the recipient can read it, and it can be scanned there as well because they're going to be using the same technology. Now, here's the thing. This to implement fully, if they are moving to full AI for moderation, is going to require that WhatsApp basically starts grabbing messages and sending them to Facebook in an unencrypted state so that the artificial intelligence can learn what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, good, bad, and ugly in all of this. So just to launch this thing, they're automatically going to start scraping messages from users, and I think that's a very serious issue. Now, here's the other thing too, is that because if we are integrating this technology into WhatsApp, we are literally giving something like the government or an intelligence agency a backdoor into WhatsApp. And we know from basically Edward Snowden that the Prism, the project Prism that the NSA was doing, is basically a collaboration between the Googles, Facebooks, large platforms of the world, and intelligence agencies, so that intelligence agencies could go in and look at content as needed on persons of suspect. WhatsApp would basically fall under that category as well. And so the reason why we know this in general is because they literally announced this, Facebook literally announced this at their F8 developer conference in May of 2019. So basically a couple of months ago or so, that they are moving to AI-powered AI-powered moderation, moving them away from, let's say, human-based content, but humans have to be involved in this, and somebody has to run the artificial intelligence, and they therefore can look at what the artificial intelligence is looking at as well. Now, it's interesting, but basically the way this works, as I mentioned, is that as you are typing something in WhatsApp, the artificial intelligence is literally going to be reading it, and then when you hit send, basically it will encrypt it, send it over the internet, and then decrypt it for your user. But here's the thing. Facebook has already had this technology. Their app, and I've literally done videos on this, their actual Facebook app has been caught gathering and scraping data from outside of Facebook on both iPhone and Android ecosystems as well, so they can get their hooks into virtually anything. They have an entire research app that you can download that gives that app insanely deep access, again, to your Android or iPhone, and they're literally paying people like 20 bucks a month. I did that as part of a video as well, because they were literally basically paying, like, kids 13, 14 years old that were signing contracts, for this app to get paid, which, again, without parental consent, that's kind of weird. But here's the thing, like, I understand their need to moderate content, but if you are actually going to advertise something that is secure, it has to be secure. And a lot of people are using WhatsApp, and the overwhelming majority of us are not terrorists or criminals or breaking the law in any which way. We just want our privacy. Facebook is the antithesis of this, and Facebook continues to be the antithesis of this, even when they are touting privacy and security. We recently found out that they were storing tens of millions, if not more, passwords in plain text, meaning anybody could read them. They just got a slap on the wrist for Cambridge Analytica, where they were letting developers, scrape data. We have literally seen interviews with Facebook employees and former Facebook employees that say there are so many developers, third party, in the back end of Facebook that we actually have no idea how many people are in there and how much data has been taken. And now they are running something that they are basically saying is encrypted and secure, and it's not. It really isn't. I have not trusted WhatsApp at all, and I don't use them. I actually use Signal when I want to send secure messages. So if I'm sending a password or I'm sending something that's very confidential to a client, I'm always using Signal for that because it's end-to-end. And basically the founders of Signal took a look at WhatsApp and said, oh my God, we need to really fix this up, and they did. And right now, as far as we know, Signal is excellent at this, and I will continue to use it until I hear otherwise. But we know that WhatsApp is basically compromised, and Facebook already has the ability to insert this and scrape this data, because if you have WhatsApp, odds are you have the Facebook app in your device as well, and there's no reason why that couldn't already be gleaming this and sending it back before you're sending it across the internet in an encrypted state. We already also saw Facebook do this with Onavo, their VPN. Obviously, a VPN, or virtual private network, is supposed to secure you, and it does encrypt you while you're going out to the internet, but as soon as you got to the endpoint of Onavo through Facebook to go wherever you were, Facebook was capturing where you're going. Do not assume that WhatsApp is secure, because quite frankly, none of Facebook is, and WhatsApp is owned by Facebook, and now we have them basically saying they're going to be content moderating, which means they are required to read your WhatsApp messages. So don't use WhatsApp. That is my advice to you on this Sunday. And if you're at this conference, come say hi. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.